What were you like as a teenager?
We had boyfriends, not as a boyfriend, but just as a friendship thing. Because where I lived on River Road there in Des Plaines Avenue, right down the other side of the railroad tracks, I was north of the railroad tracks and they are south of the railroad track. The mayor lived he was the first house, and he was on the river. And right now, there's a big dam there and everything. Well, there was no dam, I don't think, in those days. But he lived there, and in the winter, it was absolutely great. We would all get all of our friends, we'd walk over there. Nobody had a car in those days. Everything was walking. We walked over to his house. He had the door open to his basement. The lights were on out. He rigged some kind of lights on outside. And then we would go there, and he had donuts and hot chocolate in his basement, and then we could go skating on the river. We were all big ice skaters and roller skaters. That was very big in our day. So we would go down to and the boys would meet us there too, and we'd go down to the river. And if it had snowed, I can't think of the mayor's name. I wish I could remember it for you. I just don't remember it. But he would have shovels, and so if it had snowed, we all got out there with a shovel and we shoveled the river, so to speak. And so we could skate, otherwise we couldn't skate. And then the boy would take you, and you'd go a little further and out of the brightness, and they wanted to get you alone, so to speak. No funny business. There was none of that in those days. There was no funny business. But that was one of the funnest things in the winter. By the time I started in my sophomore year, which would be 45, they had already begun the bond drive for the bomber that the school bought then with the bonds that our classes sold. And I remember some of that and getting together. I did not go to the field the day they had the big celebration, but I remember all the kids talking about it and how much they were shocked. They were just shocked how much they had earned, they had gotten to sell the bonds enough to buy an airplane. I mean, it was like unheard of. It was unheard of. How could you do that? But people were, even though times were not really gratifying with big salaries, people donated. Whatever it was, they donated. And because they would buy savings bonds. I still have savings bond stamps in my with my coins and things, because that's what you did. It was part of what we did in those days.